Welcome to the 1000 GM Player Profiles. I'm here today with National Master Sungho Yim. Welcome to the show, Sungho. How do you feel to be here?
I'm feeling great. Thanks for having me.
All right, thank you very much for taking the time to speak with us. Let's get started with some questions from the organizer, 1000 GM. So, the first question that we have for you is what do you understand of the mission of 1000 GM and how it will impact the community, the chess community in America?
Well, 1000 GM provides free entry to these tournaments. Usually these norm tournaments cost like 800, $850 for the entry fee. So like for this to be free entry is really amazing. And also geographically speaking, I'm not sure if there were any norm tournaments in the West Coast. I know the East Coast has like Charlotte Chess Center for the norm tournaments. So I think it's also good for the people who live on the West Coast to have these opportunities to play.
Yeah, great. It's been quite a while. I know San Francisco does run some at the Mechanics Institute, but Los Angeles
Oh,
hasn't had any. Do you live in Los Angeles or the surrounding area?
I don't live in LA, but I do live on the West Coast. So
Oh,
this
okay.
was, yeah,
So it's
good
just a
for
lot
me.
easier to travel here, though.
Right, yeah.
Okay, awesome. I appreciate that. So we were talking beforehand. You said you've played one Norm event before. Um, First, can you tell me what event that was, and then maybe how much it cost to go to that?
Yeah, so this was the Pacific Northwest tournament in Redmond, Washington.
Okay.
Yeah, this I played this in like end of May this year, and yeah, the entry fee was well, 850 is for USA players. I have a foreign FIDE country, so I technically paid a little less, 650, but yeah, pretty expensive overall still.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah. What country do you represent with FIDE?
I represent South Korea.
Okay. Great. Great. So then you're in demand as a foreign player because it's hard to get the foreign players, especially in areas on the West Coast. How much did it cost you to? But we maybe in like hotel and other things, overall cost for that one event.
Um, I don't exactly remember the exact figures, but it was the hotel like around maybe seven, 800.
Hmm.
Um,
Okay.
and also, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty expensive. So, it's important that is it important to you that the event in LA is free?
Um, yeah, it's a really good opportunity. Like when I first got this invite, I was really happy to join.
Okay, awesome, awesome. I appreciate that feedback. And when you go to the tournaments like this, how important is the lodging conditions for you? Um, do you have a roommate? What do you prefer, for lodging?
Well, I usually just stay at the host hotel.
Okay.
Yeah,
Is that because of convenience to get to the round?
right. So if I like stay like, even if it's like a 5 minute distance, like that's probably like time taken away from preparation and all that. So
All right, that makes sense. And do you prefer to have a roommate or stay by yourself?
um, so like back when I was on the UT Dallas chess team,
Okay,
I always had a roommate that I played with. But nowadays, I travel by myself. And
okay, yeah. And which one do you like better? Just for fun.
um, I'd say having a roommate was more fun.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
All right. So, okay, you mentioned UT Dallas. Did you did you graduate?
yeah. I graduated in 2021. I was part of the team since 2017.
Oh, great, great.
Yeah.
And did you get scholarships to go there?
I got a full tuition scholarship.
Oh, wow, that's amazing. How important was that for your education and for your chess development?
Yeah, I was definitely not willing to give up chess after high school, so I wanted to continue playing chess. So this is what made me be part of the team and represent UT Dallas.
All right, all right. I like to hear that. Okay, let's wrap this segment up with the hard question that I've been asking all the players. Is there systemic discrimination in chess toward financially privileged players, meaning do they have better access to these events and better chances at getting titles?
Well, I'd say like it isn't restricted to chess, but like pretty much in all aspects of life. Like if you have more money, then you have more opportunities.
Yeah.
Um, that's I think that's how I feel about this.
Yeah, that's very succinct. I mean, the more money, the more opportunities. So
Hmm.
we appreciate anybody that's going to sponsor 1000 GM and all the sponsors that are currently on board. So let's move on to a little bit about you. I definitely want to hear about your origin story. When did you start playing chess, and what got you into it?
I first started playing when I was 7 years old. And this was when my parents signed me up for like an after school chess program.
Oh, great,
Yeah,
great.
this was and so when I first started, I wasn't really like competitive. I just viewed it as just like some games, some just like any game that I just want to play for fun.
Yeah, where was this? Where were you living?
This was Arizona.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, I
What's
grew up in Arizona.
um, where in Arizona?
Scottsdale.
Okay, so okay, you're from Scottsdale. Great, great, great. Well,
Hmm.
I'm from Phoenix. I don't know if we knew that. Well, we might have from the other
Oh,
interviews.
yeah.
Well, awesome. Okay, so I'm definitely very interested in this. Um, then, so you played for fun at your grade schools. Then, let me guess. Did you find the Chess Emporium at some point?
Yes, yes, I did.
Can you
That
explain to anybody that's not from Arizona what the Chess Emporium is?
um so the Chess Emporium is, from my knowledge, it's like they have a lot of after school programs in all the schools across in Arizona.
Mhm.
They have a lot of tournaments that they run like I think weekly or monthly. Um,
Did you play a lot of those tournaments?
yeah, I started playing these tournaments actually one full year after I started learning chess.
Oh, okay. So
Um,
you played in the after school program for a year, having some fun,
yeah,
splashing
yeah,
around.
just for fun, and then at some point I decided to play a tournament, and
Okay.
that's how it really took off.
All right, that's interesting. Did you
Yeah.
tell your parents, "Hey, I want to play a tournament," or did your one of your parents say, "This is a tournament that we could try"? Or
I think it was my decision, if I
okay.
remember. Um, I think I wanted to play like not as soon as I started, but like a few months after. But
Yeah.
the scheduling didn't quite work out.
Oh.
But yeah, a year later it worked out. So that's when I started.
All right. And then how'd you do in that first tournament? That's
First
always
tournament, it was a disappointment. I got like 2 out of 4.
okay.
I didn't score in the top 15, which is like the top 15 gets a trophy or whatever.
Right.
So
Right. So that's a very typical story for almost everybody that I've interviewed. How did that make you feel? And then why did you keep playing after the disappointment?
yeah, this was so like after this failure, I was really determined to like top place in the top 15 in the next tournament,
Uh huh.
and I actually did. I think I scored like in top 13. So
Oh, nice. So you got the
yeah,
trophy.
yeah.
There you go. Awesome. So then that kind of encouraged your play. When did you get more serious? Did you get a coach at some point, or
So like when I was learning, I really didn't have a serious coach.
okay,
I just like occasionally attended like summer camps at Chess Emporium or whatever.
okay, okay.
Yeah, I was pretty much self-taught mainly until like 2200.
Wow. Okay, that's great to hear. Did you learn from books or online or?
Yeah, so when I was like around 1500, I solved a lot of tactics from this really big tactic book. I forget what it's called right now, but yeah, and then
Wait, who wrote that book? Do you remember who wrote it?
it's not a well-known author, so I'm kind of not sure who the author is at the
Okay, tell
moment,
me
but
after, and I'll put it in the link because I think it'd be
mm,
interesting to see what book that was. Okay,
mhm.
that's fine. We can move on, but I want to hear it later. Yeah.
Okay.
And so then you learned from the tactics from that book. What else did you read?
As soon as and after a certain point, the this wasn't sufficient, so I started reading like some opening books that had a lot of annotated games in it.
Great.
So like I knew the themes, the strategies behind certain openings, and this actually just took me straight to 2200, which
Wow.
is surprising to me
Just
too.
tactics and opening.
Yeah,
You didn't study any endgame?
yeah, no one games.
Well, I guess it makes sense though if you're looking at annotated games, you're getting natural end games, right? You're
Right, yeah,
seeing those end games in the full games that you're going through, right? You didn't stop in the middle game in some of those games,
right,
right? They
right,
went to
yeah,
end game. So
yeah,
you're kind of just getting natural end game without even studying the end game.
yeah. I
That's
suppose.
very fascinating. So when did you hit 2200, the national master level?
I got this title in 2012 April
Okay.
at the Philadelphia Open.
Wow.
I still remember the last game that got me the title. I played with Black E4 Knight F6.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. At that point, I was playing a lot of suspicious openings, some creative openings.
Well, I mean, Alkeen's defense is, I mean, if you know it better than your opponent, then, right?
Yeah,
Okay, so how old were you when you got the national master title then?
I was 13.
Wow. I mean, that must have made you and your parents super proud, right?
Um, to be honest, it was kind of expected for me. Like I wouldn't really celebrate this title at all.
Oh,
I
wow.
was
So
like,
you just
okay, I'm 2200.
okay, you just expected it. You're just like, okay.
Yeah.
And then I mean, what's your current rating now?
My USCF rating was 2400, but it really
Oh,
dropped a lot, especially my past two events.
okay.
Yeah, it hasn't gone so well.
So you really didn't play that many FIDE tournaments. What's your FIDE rating?
My FIDE rating again was like close to 2300. Now it's like low 2200,
Okay,
which
so
I'm not happy about, of course. But
yeah, yeah. So what happened in your life that I mean, did you keep playing tournaments or were you focused more on school?
I would say it was more because of the pandemic. Like there was no motivation to study because there's
Oh,
no tournaments to play,
mm-hmm.
and I pretty much just stopped looking at chess altogether.
I see. I see. Yeah, I mean, it's been a struggle for a lot of chess players. Either they studied all they could or their brains out online, or they just didn't play much. Are you not a fan of playing online?
Um, I used to play a lot online when I was younger, but nowadays I'm not really a fan. Like
Okay.
I occasionally play, but not too much.
Okay, that's kind of an off the wall question, but let's talk about your experience at UT Dallas. Um, well, I think you're one of the first alums from UT Dallas that's on the show, unless you saw somebody else that I missed.
I think I am the
Okay,
first one on the
that's
show.
great. So let's can you explain what UT Dallas means in the chess community? Because it's a really big chess school, and I don't think a lot of people understand how big.
Yeah, so UT Dallas is one of the top chess colleges in America.
Hmm.
Um, they rank very highly in the Pan American Intercollegiate Championships, which is once a year. And they've won many Final Four tournaments,
Have you won any?
which um, I wasn't part of the team, but
Oh,
yeah, I mean, not like the team that gets to go to the Final Four. I mean,
right, right. Because it's such a big chess school that you have multiple teams, right?
right? Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's pretty amazing. And so, you told me earlier that you got a scholarship, a full ride basically to UT Dallas. Um, can you tell me what? Well, you said you wanted to keep playing chess. I mean, maybe just tell me how it felt to get that full ride, um, and then anything along the way related to UT Dallas.
Yeah, so I in my final year of high school, I was really trying to get my rating up to be eligible to play for UT Dallas. And
Oh, I see.
yeah, I think I barely made it. Like I was around 2380 or so.
Okay, what's the threshold? Is it 2350?
It's not like there's no official
Oh,
threshold, but I'm assuming it's around that level.
you have to beat out the other players, don't you?
Right, yeah.
Oh, wow, that's incredible. And so you were just grinding hard to actually get your rating high enough to play for them.
Yeah.
Okay, and then when did that happen? How did you, you know, achieve that?
I just played a lot of tournaments in Arizona. I played in this in a lot of these weekly events at the Unity Chess Club, which is a club in Phoenix.
Okay,
Yeah,
great.
I played like every week and tried to get my rating up.
Okay, awesome, awesome. And then, okay, so you got into UT Dallas and you played on the team, right?
Yeah.
So you said you played all 4 years, basically. Are there any highlights that stick out from your time playing there?
Oh yeah, right from the first tournament that I played, as soon as I got to UT Dallas, I scored so many upsets in this one tournament. Like I couldn't believe it myself. Like
Like,
I
what
beat
kind of upsets? Are you talking about you're beating IMs or GMs or
yeah, I first round I drew a 2500 GM. Second
nice?
round I drew a 2580 GM.
Wow,
Third round I beat a 2450 IM. Like I
wow.
couldn't believe it.
So you were cruising there, and
Yeah.
and what did that do for your standing on the team?
Yeah, that instantly got my rating up from like 2190 to like 2280 in that one tournament.
Your
FIDE
FIDE rating.
rating.
Yeah, because
Right.
it was low because you hadn't played that many FIDE events, correct?
Right. Yeah.
Oh, I see. And you didn't hit 2300, but you did, right?
No, I
Oh
was
man.
very close so many times and
Oh
I
man.
just couldn't really get it.
What? How close? What's your peak?
2286, I believe.
Wow, you're 14 points away, man.
Yeah.
All right. So, what do you think happened? Did you like slack off after you had those good events, or was it just school and all everything combined? You just didn't have enough time to study.
Yeah, I kind of yeah, school was a big factor
Hmm.
in this and also I guess I needed some outside guidance. Like I didn't really know what was going on in my games, like what my weaknesses were. So I
I
couldn't
see.
really pinpoint it.
I see. Did you have a coach at all during that time?
No, I didn't. Only the coach at UT Dallas.
Okay, let's just shout out that coach at least. Who was that?
At first, it was International Master Rade Milovanovic,
Okay.
who's been at UT Dallas for many, many years, but he retired during my time at UT Dallas around 2018, 2019.
Okay.
And so the new coach is Julio Sadora right now.
Okay. Yeah, two very strong grandmasters. That's awesome. What was it like to work under two really strong grandmasters like that?
Yeah, it was really helpful. Like we had weekly sessions that we went over tactics, went over puzzles, occasionally went over games. And yeah, it was helpful.
Great. And I mean, maybe break it down for me what it's like to be a college student and playing for the team full time. Like, how do you even? I mean, clearly you didn't have enough time to study, really. I mean, was school the number one priority, or were you just like splitting priorities the whole time?
Um, I would say school was slightly higher on the priority
Yeah.
during my tournaments. Like even during tournaments, I had to complete assignments and study
Oh
for
man.
exams. So
Yeah, so you're studying and then you play, and then you study more and then you play. Wow, that's pretty rigorous actually.
yeah,
What did you get your degree in?
I got my undergrad in finance.
Finance. Okay.
Mhm.
And are you currently working in finance or are you doing a higher level degree?
Oh no, I am a grad student right now. My major is actually business analytics right now. So
Okay, okay, that makes sense. And
mhm.
where are you going?
Actually UT Dallas,
Oh, so you're still there.
but not on the team,
Okay, okay.
unfortunately.
Wait, so is that because your rating dropped too low or
I assume so.
Oh man, I'm sorry. It's
Yeah.
I that must be hard for you. Does that really kind of make you sad, or are you just happy to be focused on your schooling, or
Oh no, I mean, I understand. It's not too much of a big deal for me.
uh-huh.
So, yeah.
Does Are you still able to train with the team and meet at the club or anything like that?
Um, Unfortunately, it's kind of like restricted, but
Oh,
I
okay.
mean, yeah.
Okay. Is it I mean, is it because you're a grad student? I don't think so, right?
Um, so the thing is, I'm actually in Arizona right now. Like,
Oh,
I'm
okay.
not, yeah, I'm not physically at Texas. So,
Oh, okay, okay. So you're doing remote schooling then.
right, yeah.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense, especially with the way that the pandemic has gone.
Mhm.
Okay, do you want to get back on the team, or
Well, it'll be nice to train with them, but again, remote schooling and it's kind of hard to work with them. I mean, I still do contact, keep in touch with the members and the coach, but
and follow their matches? I'm guessing.
right, of course, yeah.
That's awesome. Are you working with anybody right now currently in Arizona?
In terms of a coach,
Yeah, a coach or a club or anything like that.
I do work with a coach. I've started with him in 2021 December.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah. Do you want to
I
reveal
pref
it?
I prefer not to mention his name, especially because of my poor results.
We'll
I don't think
we'll stamp
it will
that
be a
top
good,
secret. Top
yeah.
secret. Wow. Okay. I appreciate that you're trying to protect your coach's name for your bad results. Well, I mean, it's challenging. Like you clearly are focused on your career as well.
Right.
How I mean, would if you could, would you choose to be a professional chess player, or do you prefer to just have a well-rounded life in general?
Um, I think I prefer a more well-rounded style. I mean, like I know in the past, this opinion was different,
Hmm.
but as the years gone by, like I realize I'm not going to be a chess professional.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Okay, so then why are you pursuing higher titles still? I mean, you clearly still want to get the FM and IM title, correct?
Right. So I actually thought about this during the pandemic, and my initial decision was just to focus on school the entire time. But I mean, at some point, chess doesn't escape you. So at one point, I decided to return to chess, and I played my first tournament since the pandemic in the end of 2021, and from
Wow.
since I started playing again.
Yeah, yeah. How challenging is that to take a big break like that? I mean, that's almost 2, 3 years.
Yeah, it's been like 2 years. And so like the first tournament I played, I dropped nearly like 40 rating points. It was really bad.
Oh, it's harsh. That's so harsh. I feel for you. I mean,
Yeah, I
that's
felt like I really couldn't play like I forgot how the pieces move.
yeah.
I mean, it's like
Uh-huh.
really rusty.
Now, do you think it's rust, or is it just psychological in the sense that you don't have the, I guess it's rust as well, but not just your play, but rather like the overall package, how you concentrate and what you're focused on, things like that.
I think the first tournament was 100% rust. Like
Oh, okay.
I spent way too much time on every single move, double checking, triple checking
I
every
see.
move.
I see.
Yeah, and that yeah.
And that leads to just getting low on time, and then
Yeah, very bad time pressure.
yeah, unless you're as good as Grishuk, you're not gonna have a good time.
Right.
All right, well that's really interesting. I appreciate you sharing that with us. I think I'm about. Oh, actually, one more thing that I wanted to ask though. I mean, since you are returning to competitive play like this, and you just couldn't avoid the tractor beam pull of your love of chess, um, what are you doing to refocus yourself and train? Are you doing anything specific? Adding time, training, things like that?
Yeah, definitely spending a lot more time on chess, the time that I can. at least. So like I'm solving a lot of tactical puzzles. I'm going over the games of other players, other grandmasters. I'm also analyzing my own games for mistakes.
Great, great. And how many hours per day you think?
I try to study at least 1 hour a day. I
Right.
know that's not much, but like I'm also taking 4 graduate classes right now during summer, so
Wow, that's a lot.
yeah.
That's pretty
So
intense.
yeah, I'm still kind of busy with school, so but I
Uh,
still try to keep some time for chess.
okay, you're quite a juggler of multi-talented things, so I appreciate that. Okay, let's move on to the off the wall silly questions that I ask every interview. You remember, give me just one sentence or a few words, no big deal. And if you don't know, no big deal at all. It's just for fun. So let's start with the first one. And I heard you already saw some of the interviews, so I'm still going to start with this one because it's still my favorite question. Who's your favorite superhero?
Um, I mean, to be honest, I don't really know any. Uh,
Okay, that's fine.
I'll just go with Batman.
Okay, Batman. All right, I appreciate that. I've heard that at least once before. Okay, what's your favorite holiday destination?
Definitely my home country, South Korea.
Okay,
Um,
okay, great, great, great. Actually, I'm gonna pause right there because I want to zoom in on South Korea. When did you come to the United States?
Age of 4, I believe.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
but have you gone back a lot?
So I went back in 2010 or 2011, just like for vacation.
Okay.
Um, and also I played a tournament there in 2021 December, and this was the first tournament since pandemic.
Oh, so that's where you played. Was that
Right. Yeah.
in Seoul or different city?
Uh, it's a city called Songnam.
Songnam? Okay.
Hmm.
Okay, that's awesome. And your family though, you have a lot of family links to South Korea.
Hmm.
Okay. And is there a reason why you've kept your federation South Korea? Is it just the benefits of the foreign FIDE
Yeah, the
registration?
benefit of foreign fide is a factor, yes. And I like to represent my country as well.
Great, great, great. So you feel a strong heritage and pull toward South Korea.
Mhm.
Great. So I mean, what is it like to be a multinational chess player in the United States?
Um,
You can
it's a
be as
good question.
honest as you want, or I know I'm going off the silly ones, but this is really fascinating to me because I'm born and raised in Arizona, so I'm just a desert kid. So I like to hear your experience being like, but you're basically both American and South Korean, right?
Right, yeah.
Okay, so do you have any input on the perspective that's given you or your experience that you've had through that?
Well, so far I haven't really like represented Korea in like tournaments because I haven't played any big international tournaments,
Okay,
so
okay.
yeah.
All right, no problem. Okay, let's get back to the silly questions. Sorry, my mind was just very intrigued by that because I love all the cultural influences that chess can bring, and it's just
Mhm.
amazing the melting pot that can happen, even in just our small chess community. Anyway, let's keep going though. If wait, no, I'm gonna do the your favorite chess movie or TV show first, actually, before the next question.
Um, I mean, I believe I only watched one, which is the Queen's Gambit.
Oh, so
So
you've only watched one chess movie?
yeah, yeah.
You've spent so much time studying chess, haven't you? Okay, okay, that's all right. And you like the Queen's Gambit?
Yeah, it was decent. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So then, I mean, you might not know many actors' names, but if you could choose one actor to play you in a movie, who would it be? It's like the movie of your
Um,
life.
John Cho.
John Cho. And
Yeah.
can you name a movie? I think I know who you're talking about, but
Um,
I'm so
Funny
bad
thing
with
is, I
names.
haven't actually watched a movie of his, but
Oh,
like
you just know what
when
he looks
I
like. Yeah, 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 I get it. I get it.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah, I'm pretty bad with actors' names, but I'm sure somebody in the audience will know who John Cho is, and you
Yeah.
you look like him, right? I'm guessing.
Maybe yes.
I mean, I don't look
Similar.
like Arnold Schwarzenegger, so that's what I would choose. Just because I would want somebody to represent me as just some giant guy smashing the pieces. Anyway, let's keep going. Um, who's the most underrated chess player in chess history in terms of maybe achievements or recognition?
Maybe Najmedinov,
Oh,
because I believe he only has the IM title,
hmm.
and maybe I mean I don't know. His style was very wild, but he was also a really good player, so maybe he could have attained the GM title.
Okay. Why do you think that he never got the GM title?
I'm not exactly familiar with his history,
Yeah,
but yeah,
yeah. It just maybe just access as well.
right.
All right. And what do you do to relax?
Oh no, many things like read something, listen to music.
Okay, give me the last book or thing you read or article.
Um, so like there's this article, weekly article by James Clear,
Okay.
he which is a lot of like self-help motivation
Oh, great, great,
type of stuff.
great. And does James Clear motivate you?
I mean, I don't know about motivation, but it's a lot of helpful tips, helpful ideas, let's
All
say.
right. Can you give the audience one helpful tip?
Um, if you want to like focus on one area, I'd say keep track of it, like in the spreadsheet. Like
Oh,
so
okay.
when you if you keep track, you'll be more disciplined, more focused on it.
I think that resonates with you well as a business student, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure you love your spreadsheets. All right. So let's end this segment on my favorite question. What would you like to say to your fans?
To my very few fans, I know I'm in a bit of a slump right now, but I'll be back soon.
He'll be back like Arnold. All right, let's move on to the presentation of one of your best games. So go ahead and share your screen when you're ready, and we'll switch over. Okay, it looks good. And excuse me, give me a kind of a breakdown of where and when this was played, and then who you're playing.
Yeah, so this was a game in 2018. This was in Texas back when I was undergrad at UT Dallas. This was against a teammate, Zurab. He's a 2450 international master. I
Wow.
believe he has like all three GM norms, so he only needs the rating to get the GM title.
Oh, so you hurt him hard, hurt him deep with this one.
Yeah, unfortunately for him.
All right. Okay.
And also, I'd like to add, this was actually one of my best tournaments. I was only like half a point away from the IM norm, but unfortunately, in the last round, I could only score a draw instead of a win.
Oh man. Oh, that's rough. Well, I mean, you still played pretty well considering uh, you were probably quite a bit lower rated than some of your competition, right?
Right, yeah.
Okay, awesome. You're white and Zarab is black, correct?
So
Okay.
the game starts off as a Queen's Gambit declines. I took on D5. We get the Carlsbad structure.
Okay.
So far, this is all preparation. So like here's two different setups. White could play knight e2, knight f3. I chose knight f3.
Okay.
A little bit more solid, giving up the idea of f3 e4.
Right. Right. You know, it's
Let's
interesting. I saw a game in one of my other interviews in the structure where they went knight e2. That's
Mhm.
interesting. Why you would choose this? Did you choose this line because of what you knew Rob played, or?
Yeah, I believe he had one game that he played a few months before this game,
Yeah. Oh,
where his opponent also played knight f3.
can we tip your camera down just a little bit? I think you're
Oh
kind of
yeah, sorry.
dipping below. Oh, perfect, perfect. That's much better. Yeah. Wait, say that one more time. He played what before?
Yeah, so one of his opponents, a few months before this game, played knight f3. So I decided to go a little bit deep into that game and prepare something.
Oh, okay, okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Let's see.
So so the normal setup with knight f8, usually Black's idea in this plan is to trade off this bad bishop with like knight e6, knight g7, and bishop f5.
Okay, great.
So h3, g6. And okay, so here I actually prepared the move rook a b1, but somehow during the game I just completely forgot all about my analysis. But the good thing was I prepared two different moves here, which bishop h6 was my secondary idea,
Oh,
which
great.
I ended up playing in the game because this was the only thing I remembered.
That's interesting. So you're technically still in book. Was Zarab still in book here? Do you know?
Um, yeah, he was playing relatively quickly here, I
Okay.
think.
Okay.
So idea bishop h6 just to preemptively move away from knight e6 because white has to move the bishop anyway.
Right.
And so he plays knight e6, which is surprisingly an inaccuracy here. The correct move was knight h5,
Oh, wow.
with the idea of going to g7 and then b4, bishop f5, and black achieves his goal of trading this bad bishop.
Has
But
this
white
been?
gets this minority attack with a4, b5.
Wait, I'm sorry, I interrupted there. Say that one more time.
Oh, basically, black trades off his bad bishop, but white still has play with a4, b5, and it should be a balanced game.
Okay, that makes sense. Has this been played in other games before? This similar setup?
Oh yeah, I believe this is still theory. There's a lot of games here.
Okay, so I mean Zarab's in IM, so why do you think he? Do you have any idea why he maybe he just mixed up his prep or?
Um, so here actually knight e6 is the main move, but it scores really badly. Uh,
Wow. Oh
yeah,
wow.
so maybe he wasn't exactly familiar with with the precise moves here,
The
but
modern
I
moves
guess
maybe.
yeah, probably
Do
yes.
you think that has to do with chess computers?
Sorry.
Do you think the that has to do with chess computers? Like the old move was 96.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Like with the chess engines, like a lot of old opening ideas are becoming obsolete.
Wow, that's fascinating actually.
Yeah.
I
So
should be
here I went
careful of just trusting the database.
right, right. So next move, I play knight e5 just to cement this knight and also clearing the way for f4 to cement this knight on e5.
Okay.
He goes knight g7, again trying to play bishop f5. So of course I played g4. Not only
Nice.
preventing bishop f5, but also this knight is really restricted here.
Right, right. Yeah, preventing bishop f5 and restricting that knight at the same time. What a
Mhm.
nice multi-purpose move.
Yeah. So after knight d7, again I secure my knight with f4, and this is already a pleasant position for me. Like I have this knight on e5, I have a lot of space, and black didn't manage to get this bishop into the
Right,
game.
right. Yeah,
So I was
look at that
pretty
queen
happy.
side. Look at that queen side all jammed up.
Right, yeah, all these pieces here.
Yeah, yeah.
So here he was really spending a lot of time. He wasn't comfortable with this position, understandably so.
Mhm.
And eventually he comes up with bishop d6. The idea is to open up this queen, which actually I did not really take into account during the
I
game.
see.
So I ended up playing a move, just a normal developing move, rook a e1. And then after queen h4, I was really shocked that how I could miss such a simple move. But it turns out white is completely fine because if black takes the pawn, then rook f3 wins the game.
Oh, a happy accident. Yeah, because
Yeah.
it looks like a simple fork and you lose the pawn, but
Hmm.
wow, yeah, the
Yeah.
queen's totally trapped there.
Yeah, so black is forced to play queen g3, and I'm also forced to play here, and then takes.
But
Um,
it is a small mistake to play it this way because you didn't want the queen to trade. Is that correct?
right. With more space, I generally want to keep more pieces on the board here.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So after this, so okay, I'm still pleasantly better here. Again, the knight on e5, more space on the king side. And again, this bishop is not in the game.
Yeah.
So black plays knight b6. Um, Point is to get this bishop out on c8, I suppose.
Yeah, very natural.
I played bishop h4, potentially getting out of the way of f6, which works both the e5 knight and the
Yeah,
bishop on
now that you
g5.
can't take on d7.
Right, yeah. And here he plays bishop e7, which I mean looks like a normal move, but computer doesn't really like. It suggests f5, but I guess it's not really a human move to play because now this knight is going to be stuck on e5 forever.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
bishop e7.
it is natural though because then you're. I mean, I don't think it's that unnatural. Um, I mean, this is a very strange position. I mean,
Yeah,
what it reminds me of is the King's Indian, but the the bishop's on the wrong square and the knight's in a really strange position on g7. So
right.
like it's all scrambled up. Like I it's a really unique position actually.
Yeah.
All right, you can keep
So,
going. Yeah.
mhm. So bishop e7. Now I don't really want to take on e7 just from a positional point of view, but
Yeah.
if I go something like bishop g3, he plays f6, kicks my knight away, and then I mean I should be slightly better, but I want to keep this knight on e5.
Right.
So I take on e7, and then I have to act quickly, otherwise f6 is going to kick my knight. So I play
Right.
f5.
Yeah, that's the move that's screaming right there. Yeah, f5 is
Mhm. And
okay.
tactical point is now f6 loses to fg6, and then he gets mated.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, then the rook just slides in and checkmates. Yeah.
Right. So he's forced to take. I take. Threatening f6, so he has to deal with this with uh with knight e8 or also f6, but
Yeah,
in case of
f6 is
f6,
kind of ugly,
yeah.
huh?
I was planning to just blast open the king of the center with e4, and then this looks very
Oof.
bad for black.
Yeah, that looks terrible.
Yeah.
But black is much worse already. If you have to play knight e8, then
Yeah.
things are going wrong.
So knight e8, knight g4. Basically, I wanted to push f6, but if I play it right away, then there's rook e6 and then h5.
Oh yeah, it just drops the pawn. Yeah, I see.
Mm-hmm. So knight g4 and h5. And then I go back to e5. So basically what I've done in the past two moves is I've just forced black to play h5 here,
Oh,
which creates more weaknesses for black's
uh-huh.
king side.
And then f6 is not possible now
Yeah. It's like with
because
this move h5, the next few moves, I really like what I did here. So after knight f6, king g3, I can actually just move my king to h4 with the queens off the board.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
It seems insane, but yeah, I mean, if you look at the c8 bishop and the a8 rook,
Yeah, especially also with the dark squared bishops traded off as well.
yeah, yeah,
It can
no
just,
dark square bishop to attack your king,
right.
totally safe. Yeah, very nice.
And he goes bishop d7, of course, trying to bring the rook in.
I mean, it's like
If
what else can black
Yeah, I also saw knight d7, but then I could actually play king f4, which is
play? This king is a hero.
yeah, this king is amazing.
Yeah.
And then yeah, so bishop d7. I put my king on h4, and I
Okay.
was really happy with this position. Like my king is really active, and this knight is just tied down to this pawn.
Yeah.
Rook a e8 and knight e2. Basically, I want to reinforce my knight on e5 because his idea in the next two moves is to play bishop c8 and then knight d7.
Yeah, that seems so slow
Yeah.
though.
So bishop c8, knight g1, continuing with my plan. Rook d8.
So you're just completely obtaining positional dominance of this.
Yeah,
the
I
entire
have
board.
full control of his position, and black can just only wait around here.
Yeah, yeah.
And also, he was getting very low on time, so he couldn't
Oh,
really come up with any ideas here.
any active ideas? Yeah.
Right. So knight f3, rook d6, rook g1. I'm just trying to double on the g file. Rook g2, rook c7, knight g5. Okay, I'm kind of pressuring f7 a bit. Of course, I can't take it, but just trying to put more pressure.
Yeah.
And he's just shuffling around. And here I actually noticed a cheap trick, rook e g1, threat of knight h7.
Oh, with the
So if
mate.
he takes, then I have mate.
Yeah.
So of course he sees it.
Of course, yeah.
And then went back to f1. So overprotecting this pawn so I could move my bishop e2, attack h5.
Oh, I see. Yeah. There's no defense for that, is there?
No. So a5. Again, he's really out of ideas here.
Wow.
He's just tied up. Bishop e2, continue with the plan. And knight e4, this was I mean he was still lost, but this one just after this there's no defense anymore. So knight e7, rook g7. This pawn can't be defended anymore.
You're crashing in.
And rook h6. I played f6 here, a little bit more precise than take on f7. Because if f6, if he takes, then I can take on f7 and pick up this knight.
Right, right.
And here he played king e6, but he actually flagged here. But
Oh, wow.
yeah. Anyway, I was going to play knight f8, and
Was
then
there no increment or delay?
oh no, there was a 30-second increment,
Oh,
but
and he still flagged because there's nothing left. Yeah.
right, yeah.
Wait,
So yeah, this. Oh, sorry.
It just forks the so he has to take on F7.
Yeah, this was my intention, and of course, this is just over
Yeah,
at
it's
this point.
just crushing. Yeah. Wow. Very nice game. I love it. How did it feel to beat an IM like that?
Yeah, it was amazing. Like, I was really pleased with this game, just how smooth it went. Like, very technical game. I just played very positionally, and I really like this game.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay, let's go. Oh, you can unshare and we'll go side by side and wrap up. So yeah, that's a really nice game. I appreciate that you shared that with us.
Mhm.
And I mean, how did you react after the game?
I mean, I was happy. I mean, I wasn't too. I mean, I made sure not to like over celebrate because of course there's like 6 more rounds left. This was
Oh
like
yeah.
round 3, so
Okay. That's important. Yeah, I appreciate that you said
right.
that. Not to get ahead of yourself, even though you're beating a pretty strong player. And that
Mhm.
was a teammate, you said, right?
Right.
What happens in a team like that when you beat your teammate? Does
I
it?
mean, it's.
Did you
I
guys just
mean,
laugh about it, or just go over
I
the
mean, of course,
game?
he wasn't too happy about it like during the. I mean, right after the game, but I mean, pretty cool about it
Yeah.
after a few hours, I say.
Okay, that's interesting. Okay, well, I appreciate your time today, Sungho. I think we should wrap up here. Do you have anything that you're specifically working on for the 1000 GM event?
Um, just the usual preparing for opponents, like looking up their openings. I'm still doing the regular solving of tactics, looking over games of other grandmasters.
Yeah, but you will prepare specifically for each opponent.
Yeah, of course.
And are you doing that ahead of time, or are you going to do that mostly like the day before? Or
Yeah, I've done this ahead of time. I actually started when the pairings just came out,
oh
so
wow,
yeah.
oh awesome. Oh, so you already have the pairings.
Yeah, I got this like maybe a couple weeks ago.
Okay, wait. Do you have a spreadsheet with like STEM games and things like that,
STEM games.
or games that they've played that your opponents have played that you're
Um,
going to use as like STEM games for your study on their openings and things like that?
yeah, I created some databases and
Okay, yeah.
whatnot
Oh, so
to
you
yeah.
use ChessBase to create the databases, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. I was just wondering because you love your spreadsheets if you had like an actual spreadsheet.
I actually do with the pairings. I do have an Access spreadsheet with
Oh,
the
okay. You
pairings.
have the spreadsheet with the pairings at least. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Good. Good. Okay. As a spreadsheet devotee, I appreciate
right.
that. Okay. Well, thanks for your time today, Sungho Yim. Thank you for sharing your life, and I appreciate the multinational look at chess in this way that a lot of Americans don't get. So thank you very much for sharing your love of the game, and I wish you good luck. Do you want to say anything to the audience before you go?
Uh, well, thanks for watching and thank you, Dylan, for the interview.
All right, no problem. Well, I hope to see you next time.
Thank you.